Where's the agenda? Right here. Just, no, I didn't print it out. Here's your whole stack. Oh, thank you. And then he emailed you the amendment yesterday, but yes, you read it. Okay. Alright. Is everybody ready?
Yes.
Where's your captain?
We'll start the meeting. The roll call was taken upon arrival. Can I have someone to motion the approval of the sanitary board minutes?
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Next, we have the sanitary board MS4 petitions, communications, and public hearings. Is there anyone here that would like to speak? I'm not seeing anyone. Next, we have the discussion and updates on the Arlington sewer extension and the 2 phases.
Dan Farrell, Thresh Group, starting on Arlington, we are starting on the design on that now that we've got some of the phases of the others moved along. We've got, I think we've got the mapping in, and we're starting to do the layout, so it is, remember we kind of put it on hold as we were doing phase 5, A and B to start moving and stuff. Phase 5A, we did send a formal set of permitting plans into DEP for review. We also sent them to DOH for review. I don't believe we had comments back from either.
We got comments back, but Candy just told us at the DOH that we would need a $100,000 bond for the project. We'll work with Jason and Kim to get that put together.
We're still waiting on some directions on some of the trench repairs because the road's going to be completely opened up down here to do that. Our environmental team is working on appropriate clearances for the dig on the northern side of the triangle near Fiskey's. This is where I think on the last meeting we told you we were made aware of precursors of some impacted soil and air soil.
Petroleum and contamination.
So to properly get rid of that, we're going to have to do some drilling, come up with a disposal plan. We'll probably end up taking the soil to the landfill. Not what we were planning on. Snyder, our environmental, our sub for the all the videotape. We have finally finished all the videotape. We did it right before 4th of July. We're waiting for the report back. We know we did find some other areas of voids and some other areas where the line is in more bad shape where we'll have to do some lining, and a couple places where we'll have to do some dig and repair. So we'll see in a little bit that we spent quite a bit more on this part of it. I think in the end it's going to be well worth the money finding some of the stuff we'd have never found without doing some extensive video work. We do have an amendment we'll talk about, I think, here in a little bit to cover that. We went over on the I&I, but I believe we can decrease overall the design, and then with us splitting the RBR, the inspection services between the water board, because we're doing it in one contract, we can cut that down and be an overall savings. A little later, we'll also see that we've talked to a right-of-way agent, had to get them started. We have 12 right-of-ways, we have to go 15, 13, one in the middle. He's already...
We've secured 2, and we have 3 that are prepared to sign. They need updated exhibits, and then I think we only have 3 other property owners to talk to.
Making process on that. One of the big ones, of course, is the Wendy's. That is one of the critical ones because that's right where our storm drain, you know, we're separating the water or the storm, the sewer. The storm drain is going to be redone through Wendy's. There's a piece of property on the backside. We have secured that one already. But some of the others are side. For instance, there may be a parking lot that needs adjusted. But in order to keep the project moving, if we have to, we'll make that like an additive and then continue on with if we have trouble with the easement. That's the way we'll propose that. But we've worked with Mr. Stranko to get all the easement documents pretty well in good shape, back and forth a little bit. So we will proceed with that. But the right-of-way agency, the most expeditious way of keeping the project moving. I can answer any questions on that. Phase 5B, of course, was split off. When we're done with this and a little bit farther on to the Arlington, we'll move right back into the Phase 5B. We've got part of that done already, including a bunch of work plans done. So, okay, any questions?
How many customers in Arlington?
113,
Somewhere in there.
somewhere about that.
I think it's 120 there, as we assumed 120 in the future from Glen Falls.
So if you start out with 113.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this project's going to be designed to take the Glen Falls area, but we don't have money to go up there.
Right, just going to take Arlington first. Okay.
Next, we're on to considerations of Thrasher invoice.
Madam Chairman, I had reviewed the invoice that was emailed to me over the weekend or whenever, and I make a motion that we approve the invoice to Thrasher in the amount of $93,675.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Next, we have the Thrasher engineering amendment.
I apologize for getting it a little late into the packet. As I discussed, it is an amendment. It does a few things. If you remember, we put our concentration and expanded the Phase 5A to all the I&I work and spot repairs through there, and rearranged it where the plant work was going to be moved over into B. This clarifies that scope. And also we added, because of our I&I work, originally we were going to leave the sewer in place near the triangle from basically 5th Street down to the triangle. But when we did the camera work, we kept finding so many bad spots that we were also including the sewer in the storm to be replaced completely. So we clarified the scope of that. This also raises the I&I investigation up to not to exceed 175. We finally got the final cost from our subcontractor. Requires us to get that high. But because we took the plant out, we were reducing our final design fee from 165 to 125, and reducing our VR cost from 250 to 160. We'll have one guy out there, but our idea is if they're working where water and sewer are together, they will split water and sewer time. If it's only water out there, then that's the water work. We're only doing sewer work at certain sections. That's the sanitary board. But I think it'll save both entities money. Overall, it reduces the total reduction in contract by $30,000.
It's explained in the description of modification, pretty much is what you just explained,
Yes.
correct?
Yes, sir.
So basically, when we approve this, this will just impact the total contract by $30,000.
Correct.
Okay. I make a motion that we approve Amendment 2 to the engineering service agreement of Thrasher Engineering.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Carried. Next, we have the contract for Pete Scott for right-of-ways.
I guess I'll take this again. When we developed the exhibits and stuff with your attorney, Mr. Franco, once they were done, all right, who's going to have time to go out and get them? It's expensive for the engineer. I asked him if he did. He was stretched in a lot of different directions as well. The water board had just used Mr. Scott and successfully collected their 30 easements. He was reasonable. Talking with those guys, he was good to work with. I would make a recommendation. We have him. We had it starting already at our risk, just to keep the project moving. But he's already secured some people. His contract is for $450 a day, $225 for half days. I think it's well worth the money to try to secure these.
So this is Main and Pike,
Yes,
all the way
Main and
down
Pike.
Main and Pike.
And there's places that, like, we're going around the Riley's auto parts where we're trying to separate. We don't have an easement at certain places.
And how many there are total that we need?
There's 13 total, we need
13?
And the project has, the project budget, when we set it up originally, has money in for right.
So are we approving the invoice or are we approving the agreement?
Approving the agreement. It would be an agreement between Mr. Scott. I'm just kind of facilitating.
So the name of the company is, I mean, who's it? Would be PAS Investments LLC?
I think that's correct.
Okay, I have a letter here. So I'll make a motion that we approve the agreement with PAS Investments LLC.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Carried. Next, we have reports. Mr. Linda,
I have nothing.
Mr. Ferrari,
Just that I will not be at the next meeting, I'll be on vacation. So if there's any need for a special meeting, I can be available by phone.
thank you. Have a good vacation, too. Kim?
I believe I passed out everyone on the report. We finished the year doing pretty well. The carryover is $938,000. We only budgeted $300,000. So the R&R is only at $91,000. So in the first revision of the year, I'd like to move at least $500,000 from revenue over to R&R. We can do that next month or the month after, so you won't be here next month. That's all I have.
Did we, Kim, the R&R, did we have a carryover budgeted for
We
it?
had 75 budgeted, so we ended with 91.
So you only had 75 budgeted?
Yeah.
So it was also exceeded then?
Yes.
Yeah, it's fantastic
Would
news.
you like us to wait until you're back to move that over?
No, I would just go ahead and get it taken care of, yeah.
Thank you.
It's a no-brainer.
I agree. Drew?
For the month of June, we had no violations report. We treated approximately 239 million gallons of wastewater. We received an additional 105,000 gallons of septic and brought in $5,366 from all sources. Yearly tank inspections have begun. We purchased a new maintenance software last week. They will call in tomorrow to set it up online. We got rid of the Intero by Allmax and we went with Limbo. Now it's a lot easier to use, so we'll be working on it. West Virginia DEP was here last month, inspected our pre-treatment program, and everything went well. And yesterday, we found out the air conditioning unit on our stormwater pump control cabinet went bad. Scott from Michael Inc. is working on getting us a quote for replacement. Also, flood insurance has come up, and we found out nobody knows exactly what the flood insurance covers. So we are back to the drawing board and having them come out and look. Because by the agent, they said anything underground or in the basement's not covered. So if that's the case, then flood insurance is pretty much pointless for us. So that guy, we should be meeting with him Monday on that issue, so we should get him a new quote on flood insurance if we need it or not.
Thank you. Tim?
Thank you. Very briefly, the sewer service agreements with the satellite utilities will be finished up this month. Drew and Kelly and I will sit down and go through each of those and make sure they're appropriate for our customers. We'll also ask them to file with us a joint petition with the Public Service Commission to approve those interutility agreements. So we're looking forward to finishing that. Unless you want to see those before we send them out, our intent is to continue to move on this and mail them out this month. Thank you.
Anything more, Dan? Anthony? Jason?
Like Anthony said about the $100,000 bond for the Division of Highways, I'll work with Kim tomorrow morning to get that drafted up, and the plan is to try to have that to the DOH by Friday.
Perfect. Ashley?
No report to Sprague.
Councilmember Hyman? Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Meeting adjourned.